Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. r/AskReddit by Planet Reddit. Straight men of Reddit. What's the strangest thing you've been told not to do because that's gay? I had a buddy that wouldn't eat foods that resembled the shape of a penis. Hot dogs. Bananas. Cucumbers. None of it, even if it wasn't in its original shape. He was kind of a goofy dude, so there's a solid chance it was a joke and he just didn't like those foods and they happened to have that in common. But I never knew for sure. You know how many foods are shaped like dongs? The best kinds. You hit Becca's foot with your dong. I was once at a gay bar, and a dude hit on me. And according to my then girlfriend, since I wasn't disgusted by it, what? Are you gay? Went to a gay bar in college and ran into an old acquaintance from church youth group in high school. His friend, I also knew her from church things back in the day, asked if I was gay in a very coded way because she thought I might be offended. I laughed. Because while I'm not gay, I'm sure as shit not going to be offended by the question. Especially in a gay bar. What was the coded way? I'm pretty ducking dense and I need to know what's up if anyone ever asks if I eat soup from the can or something like that. Use a straw. Because apparently it's like having a tiny penis in your mouth. I still use straws and haven't had the urge to suck a dong yet. Straws were invented to trick women into wanting to perform fellatio. Obviously. A guy I worked with constantly said this. He would always get mad at me and tell me men don't use straws. Do you order a beer and ask for a straw? Coincidentally, I like using straws because I have long facial hair. And it's much easier than getting my mustache into my drink. Not me. But a friend of mine got dumped because his GF thought he was a closet gay. He liked having his apartment clean, so he cleans it every evening, and somehow doing house chores is gay. His new GF is thrilled though. Was telling a coworker my boyfriend kept his home perfect, which I love. It's nice to see someone take care of their space. And he asked me, is he gay? Gay slob here. Not all of us keep our homes tidy. Linen shopping. By my best friend. That's nice bro. But I need towels. Deal with it. Fellas. Is it gay to dry yourself after a shower? I just get my roommate Paolo to dry me. He's cute but neither of us are gay or anything, haha. When I was 13 I had two best friends. Cliff and Sergio. Who got me hooked on comics. We were nerds together. We were inseparable. Sergio invited me and Cliff over to his place for a sleepover. I think it was basically hang out, eat pizza, play video games until we all pass out. But I never found out what one did at a sleepover because my mom refused to let me go. It's okay for a girl to spend a night at a girl's house. But it's not okay for a boy to spend a night at a boy's house. Was her explanation. Now. First, I had literally no idea what she was talking about. She might as well have been speaking Farsi. This was just another in a long string of completely arbitrary rules, none of which made any sense, that seemed to make up the adult world in which I was never fully equipped to navigate. But there was also the subtext. There was a lot of subtext obviously. But this was the one I detected, that whatever girls got up to at a sleepover was natural and right. But boys doing the same thing was unnatural and improper. I didn't get the sense from mom that she thought boys got up to different things. She seemed to assume they got up to the same things and that was wrong, whatever that was. The upshot of this was, I never spent the night at a friend's house. Fast forward about 10 years and my new friends and I all go to a gaming convention in LA. For the first time. We're poor college students, so the 7 of us all pitch in to get a room and we have a blast. The con is a big hit. But each night as we're all straggling in at different times. Trying to sleep on the floor. Stepping on each other. Knocking things over in the dark. And generally making obscene noises from one or more orifices. We all end up giggling hysterically in the dark for hours. I later described this to my girlfriend and she says, my god, it's like a bunch of teenage girls at a slumber party. And I exclaimed delightedly, it is. Finn. I'm glad you got your sleepover eventually. Sounds like your mum had some experimental nights as a youth. When I was right out of college, I was heading out for drinks with my roommate. He's from upstate NY. We were going to a kinda nice bar. So I threw on my wool jacket. It was cold out. So I grabbed a scarf. He was surprised I'd wear a scarf. He's a super PC guy. So he never explicitly called it gay. And if I had been gay, he would have been fine with me wearing a scarf. The funny thing is, he was wearing a ski jacket out. And got shit from our other roommate for not dressing up more. Then, we started giving the third roommate shit for always wearing the same shirt every time he dresses up. So, in the end, 3 20-something guys left late to go out because of an argument about our outfits. Being late is pretty ducking gay. Can confirm. Was late. I'm gay. Going to a cafe and drinking anything there. I'll have as many strawberry sundaes as I want, goddammit. Duck, I want a strawberry sundae now, goddammit. My brother-in-law and I went to a movie. He told me it was gay to sit next to him. I told him to stop being a bitch and I sat right next to him. For the entire movie. I was at a pretty packed movie but there were 2 empty seats next to me. These 2 dudes came up to me and said, "Would you mind sitting between us? We're not gay so we can't sit next to each other." I was pretty floored. I did move for them. They bought all my snacks, but I thought it was really weird. There's non-zero chance they are happily married by now. I knew a guy who wouldn't have a serious conversation that might cause any kind of emotion because that's gay. It couldn't even be something nice like talking about puppies. He also wouldn't hug his children or his niece because that kind of affection is what women and gay guys use. He also wouldn't smile in pictures unless his woman or children were in them. He wouldn't tell his son that he loved him or spend quality time with him because he was scared that it would turn his son gay. So, basically, anything that caused happiness or a decent quality of life was gay. His dad apparently would beat him for that pansy shit when he was a kid, so I can understand why he does what he does, but it's still majorly ducked up. God, this is so sad. Sad is an emotion. That's gay. My sister had psychology lessons at her university. She told me that her teacher explained that every man that went to see a prostitute was secretly gay because they were seeking out a previous man penis inside the prostitute's vagina. She's adamant that the teacher really said that, but of course it's a second-hand story. I remember hearing the same thing about the US soldiers in Vietnam. That the prostitutes were basically just a go-between and what the men really wanted was to hook up with each other. By this logic, sleeping with your wife is masturbating. Except the first time. I went on a date with a guy who wouldn't drink cocktails because they were gay. So he'd only drink beer to be more masculine. I was told I must be gay because I had some knowledge about which wines are good. This was in Australia. What a manly man. I saw a Twitter screenshot a little while ago from a woman who thought glasses looked kinda gay. Caption on the screenshot was, "Fellas, is it gay to see? If you can see, that means you can see naked men, and that's gay as hell." Maybe her idea of masculinity is Clint Eastwood with his squinting grimace. A guy in the bus offered his seat to a woman that was standing. She looked at him and said, "Are you gay or something?" Like it's gay to be polite. She still got the seat. But if I was him, I wouldn't give her my seat after that. Enjoy female singers fronted bands. I came from a very stupid place with a very stupid culture. I think female voices are nice. Gay. I've heard people say giving oral sex to women is gay because you're putting your mouth where other men's dongs have been. Yup. Playing with a woman's genitals is gay to some people. I can only imagine what these people say when they find out where babies get their milk from. I wore my watch on my right hand. Apparently when I was in high school, that gay as duck. Historically, wrist watches were seen as feminine instead of pocket watches. Then soldiers started to wear them. I would just wear my watch on my dominant hand. How you're supposed to anyway. That way you can look at your watch and write. Edit. Meant to say non-dominant. I was always taught to wear it on the opposite hand of your dominant so you wouldn't scratch the band while writing or doing other activities as such. Make sure you only get your left ear pierced. This might be a non-thing now, but when I got my first piercing in the 80s, it was a big deal to make sure you got the correct side of your head pierced. Right meant gay. Left meant straight. And you didn't want to be the kid that ducked that up. This whole thing was made all the more comical by the fact I got my ear pierced with my best friend so we could split the cost. I mean, there had to be nothing gayer than two preteen boys arguing about what earring to buy and threatening to just not get it done. And this wasn't an uncommon thing either. The girl at the jewelry store said it happened a few times every weekend. I was a teenager in the 80s and this was also a thing where I lived. As I understand it, other parts of the country had the opposite convention regarding which earring signaled that you were gay. Which is perhaps one reason why these days straight men can wear earrings wherever they want without shame. Yeah. The gay parts of the country. Cross my legs. Rest your ankle on your knee equals not gay. Rest your thigh on your other thigh equals gay. Or so they say. As if gay men didn't also have genitals that could make crossing your legs difficult. Makes sense. Huh. Once was told that baking and cooking were gay or too feminine. Duck that shit. My dad was a professional chef. And I'd be damned proud to follow in his footsteps in the culinary world. Also, who doesn't love the guy who can whip up birthday cakes, brownies and snacks? That stuff is always the funniest. Cause on the one hand sexists say that women belong in the kitchen. On the other hand sexist chefs say that women shouldn't be in a kitchen and that they can't cook. Like, what? There's a certain logic behind it. When it's domestic, and then a chore, it's a woman's job. When it's professional, artistic, it's a man's job. Goes for cooking, sewing, education, for children versus higher education, etc. I'm not saying I support it. It's utter bullshit. Yet too many people think that way. My sister told me this gem. Her male friend said he hated being a guy because he couldn't use an umbrella. Apparently it's gay to keep yourself dry. I think the longest chain of letters to the editor ever in Stars and Stripes was about whether recruits should be allowed to use umbrellas. Very contentious issue. Tell them about Major Digby Tathamwater, British paratrooper in World War II. N Wikipedia org link. Emphasis mine. I grew up in California before moving to the East Coast as a teenager. I've been told all Californians are gay or at least bi. More than once. As a native Californian I find this both hilarious and ridiculous. My buddy going for his doctorate in math was working on differential equations between sets at the gym when another gym rat walked up. Gym rat. Are you counting your reps or something? Buddy. No. This is my math homework. Gym rat. What? Are you gay? Gym plus math equals gay? Gym was made to exercise. If you add math then you exercise your brain. Do you know where your brain is? In your head. Do you know who gives heads? Gays. There was a thread on here a while back where some poor girl told the world about an ex who wouldn't wipe himself or wash his genitals cause touching a dong is gay. I read a thread about a guy who wouldn't wipe his ass too well for the same reason. I thought it had to be fake but other people chimed in to say they knew someone like this as well. It must suck to have a masculinity so fragile you can't even clean the shit off your own ass. I sew Renaissance type costumes as a hobby. I've been told I should stop doing it because sewing is either gay or women's work. On the plus side I am a 6'2" bear of a man so when I tell them to duck off, they usually leave it be. I am a bear. I hate to break it to you but recognize that another man is handsome. Like bruh I have eyes and know how female attraction works. Edit. Wow this one's beat my one from earlier about the girth of a shit. I love how straight men can tell if a dude is ugly. But God forbid they acknowledge when one is good looking. Like you need to be able to judge a man's appearance to decide he is ugly. You obviously decided he isn't good looking. Which means you know what makes a man good looking. Eating kitten. Seriously. Homie told me it was submissive to eat kitten and kinda gay. He was Jamaican and I hear that's a widespread belief down there. Also I heard a rapper once say eating bananas without cutting them up was sus. That is one of the non-gayest things you could possibly do. It's actually a super gay thing to do depending on context. I remember as a kid my dad would tell me not to sit with my legs crossed in a chair. I replied don't care. Still don't. Tried to order a mojito at a bar back when they were all the rage since I had only heard of them and never tried one. Waiter looked at me and said, "No. You're not gay, so I won't get that for you. But I just wanted to try a popular cocktail." "That's fine. You're obviously not a waiter, so I won't tip you." What the duck backwards place was this? Brunch. If steak, eggs and alcohol at noon are gay, well then duck it. Drink milk, especially chocolate milk. I've been singled out on 3 occasions, and was once called gay for it. By store clerks. No less. I love milk and I'm lactase proficient. So I told them I'd use my lactase proficiency however I like. How the hell is calcium gay? Anyway? Calcium is only, like, the 15th gayest metal. Calcium is used to grow bones. Scientifically speaking, you're drinking liquid boners. Chocolate boners. Extra gay. I was reading a book and a couple dudes called me gay. Not for reading a book, but because I was using a bookmark. In high school I used to build and paint sets for the school plays. I also happen to be gay. Actual factual gay. I wouldn't say it was any one specific thing that triggered this. But one day while tinkering with a rolling set piece for that year's musical I was informed by this drama kid chick, who had a reputation as a busybody, that one of the lead guys, who was straight, one of the popular kids, a jock, and also from a decently established theater family, had gone on a rant about me being too gay. Now hold on. Mary. I'm covered in house paint, performing adjustments underneath a rolling flat, with like 35 pounds of tools strapped to my waist. You're tap dancing in sequins among the footlights with rouge on your cheeks. And yet somehow, I'm too gay. High school. Man. Girlfriend insisted I stop working out and get a dad bod. You can work out and still get a dad bod. Just drink more beer or crash your metabolism or something. Here is a list of absurd things I have been told not to do because they are gay or effeminate. Take a bath. Apparently, men only take showers. Drink through a straw. Men just sip the side of the glass. Use lotion. Men's skin is meant to be rough and coarse. Use weightlifting aids, for example. Belt. Bands. Wrap straps. Gloves. Danger and calluses are manly. I guess. Use weightlifting machines, as opposed to free weights. Eat vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, because you need meat for testosterone and protein. Drive an automatic roadster. Men drive trucks. And if they have to drive a sports car, it should be a manual. Dye my hair. This only applies to younger men going for an unnatural color. Apparently, have anal sex with a woman. Cause. Butt stuff is gay. Be friends with gay men. Go duck yourself. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for 3 videos a day.